What's going on, everybody? Scott and Rachel here, interviewing Colin and Megan live and they're here to share a little bit of their story with us. Their story of from heartache to healing, and we are so excited, Colin and Megan, that you have taken a part of the front end of your date night to join us and to share a little bit about your journey with us. And so, thank you so much, Colin and Megan, for taking the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, for everybody out there, guys, if you are in the place in your marriage where you are just aching, your heart is aching every single day, you're feeling hopeless, you're wondering, what in the world have I done? You don't want to get divorced, but you don't want to keep going like this. You're so tired of hurting. This story will inspire you. Wait till you hear from Colin and Megan and hear a little bit about their story and their journey with us and what God has done as a result. And so we're so excited you are all tuning in. So welcome, everybody.
Yes, Colin, Megan, so good to see you guys. Tell us just briefly about yourselves. You guys have 2 kids. You're successful in so many aspects of life.
Yeah, you go first here.
We have 2 kids. We've been married. It'll be 10 years this year. And we're entrepreneurs.
We've been married 10 years this August. I'm super excited about that. We since day one, we've always kind of just like been at each other's throats a little bit and have recognized it. Like, we recognized it in ourselves, and like, there's got to be more to this. And we've achieved, great success in worldly standards in the business world through a lot of coaching. Right. And Megan had this brilliant idea, like, hey, coaches have been so good for you in business. Why don't we try that for marriage? And that's how we met Scott and Rachel. So
that's so cool.
That's cool. Yeah. So I know, Colin, you've been very successful in business, and Megan, you're right there alongside, helping your husband and homeschooling your children and taking care of your home, your farm and everything. Busy life. So can you tell us a little bit about what was not working in your marriage before you came to us?
So we kept having the same conflicts over and over. It was like we were just stuck. That's the best word for it, is we felt stuck. And we would be like, Colin explained it one time, like we had really high highs and then really low lows. So we'd be going along, it'd be like a couple weeks, we'd have like the best marriage ever, and then we would just tank. And it was always the same issues that would just tank us. And I personally felt like divorce was inevitable. Like we were going to get a divorce. It was just, how long were we going to stay in this cycle? How long were we going to battle this out? When were we finally going to be like, okay, I've had enough? Because we've tried marriage counseling. We've tried it through the church. We've tried it private, like Christian marriage counseling. We've tried devotionals. We were just trying everything. We were exhausting all of our resources to try and get out of this cycle. And we were just coming up short. It's like we love each other, but we're so stuck.
Wow. And guys, when you were stuck and it seemed like we've tried everything and it's like, this just ain't working. And I wonder, like, where did you tend to be emotionally? Were you like more frustrated that nothing you were trying was working? Were you more angry with one another? Were you more sad or lonely? Where did you guys tend to be emotionally when things weren't working?
Yeah, for me, I would retreat into business where I felt respected, right, or where I am respected, and I would retreat to that, and that would kind of just become like my haven, for lack of a better term. And I just work hard and get praise from all my employees and all the people on the internet and all that stuff, right? And it would build me back up from being, torn down, I guess, right? I would just kind of emotionally check out, if you will, of the marriage and check into my own self-esteem issues and just get them filled through other sources, right?
Wow. And what impact did that have on you, Megan? And how were you feeling?
So that affected me I think I just felt hopeless, really, is the main feeling. Really sad. Like I would mourn like the life that we have all the time. Like I felt like on a monthly basis I was mourning like the loss of this marriage, because I just thought this is going to end. Like there's no way we can keep doing this. So it was like a month cycle, once a month, like where we just have this really nasty fight, and I would just be hopeless, sad, just mourning the loss of this marriage. So
Wow.
Wow. And I mean, here you are successful in so many other parts of your life. You're homeschooling your children are turning out wonderful, your business is thriving, and yet this is just not working. And yet you guys deep down loved each other. But I remember Colin, you saying, I didn't really like her, you know? And so, I mean, can you tell us how soon did you notice a difference as you started working with us?
Yeah. Shoot, I would say it was almost instant. It was instant, right? So we made the decision on a date night, and ironically, and that's how it started, and that's how where we are today. But
Oh, wow.
it started on a date night, and like it was the next morning. We were up in the morning, and I've always been someone that wakes up early, and riding my bike or whatever I'm doing, and so I got up a little bit earlier, and then Megan would meet me at 6 o'clock, and we just get together and start just hammering through all the little workshops and content, everything that that you guys are telling us to do, and it was really freeing going through that. Like it was just really cool to dig up like things we thought were resolved that never actually got resolved. And I don't know, it felt like we were, I don't know, the onion analogy, right? Ripping back layers of the onion to get to the center. And I felt like we were able to do that through everything you guys had us working on.
That's awesome. So that's amazing, guys. Let me ask you though. You guys did dive in, and it's amazing how much you did. I mean, you guys were so coachable, so into every part of the process. But let me ask you though, like you had to have been a little bit skeptical on the front end. Tell us about that, and when did that change?
So I was just trying to I was searching for like Christian counseling, Christian coaching. I was just searching these keywords. And then I watched the like free video that you guys have where you have like, I think, is it 5 or 10?
5 shifts.
Yeah.
5 shifts. That's it. That really just spoke to me. And I was like, okay, there's something here. Like they know something. I need to know more about this.
You can be honest. Like one really spoke to you, and one really spoke to you about me. So
yeah, something like that. Yeah, and then we got on the call with you, Rachel. I just felt like there was a difference when in counseling, in the counseling that we paid for. I felt like I was looking for validation for my feelings. Like, I was sharing with this counselor, and I just wanted her to go like, Colin, stop doing that. Like, you need to start doing this, Colin. And the way that you even talked in that first phone call that we had with you, Rachel, I was like, okay, this is different. Like, she's not trying to pick sides. She's not trying to pin us against each other. Like a lot of times we would leave counseling and we would not feel connected at all. We'd feel even more disconnected. Yeah. And we got off this, we were with this call with you, and I was like, okay, this is different. Like this just feels like we're going to step into something, some change. And so I think that just kind of like erased our fears of diving into this. So
that's beautiful.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. And I felt an instant connection with both of you too on that call. And then just to watch you guys get up early, show up to every single thing, do every single thing that we asked you to do, just be so all in, like nose to the grindstone, like we're doing this. And then to watch what happened. And it wasn't a linear thing, right? It wasn't just like perfectly like, oh, everything is working out. There were some ups and downs, but you just reached out, you leaned into the support. And so tell everybody, like, just a few weeks later, tell us, is it possible to turn a marriage around in a short amount of time? And, what are you guys enjoying now?
Yeah. 100%. It's possible to turn it around in a short time. I mean, I felt it within a week, right? And now, don't get me wrong, throughout the process, right, there was times when we had fights, and you guys got to hear some of those messages. But we still had disagreements, and we would not agree on the right way, on a way to handle a situation. But I felt like before we just wouldn't even talk about it. Like, boom, it's done. But we wanted a resolution. Like the desire to be right really kind of like left our marriage, right? And it was just like, okay, let's find the resolution rather than who's right. And that was really, really cool. And that happened. Shoot, I think it was in that first week, going over those 5 shifts and the one of getting over yourself. And that was huge for both of us. So felt it like the first week. And on top of it, I got to see my beautiful wife every day before I went to work, and that was really cool. So
yes.
Oh my goodness, I love it so much. So yeah, so tell us, like, what's different as far as at home. I mean, are you happier? Is life, just tell us, like, the emotional home you guys are living in now.
Right. Yeah, I want to share this. So where we definitely, there's a lot more joy in our home, and I recognize it, just with how we interact. There's a lot more laughter. I know that my kids are recognizing that as well, because they are responding positively. But that biggest thing is when there's an issue, like if her feelings are, if I hurt her feelings, right, rather than it just not being a thing, she'll approach me and let me know, and I'm like, oh, I had no idea, right? And vice versa. I'm still working on that part of it. I'm not 100% delivered from being a man and holding my feelings inside, but I'm working on it, and I'm getting better at that. And so there's just a really clear communication, and that has created so much more joy, and like we're around each other more. We like to be around each other because we're not harboring bitterness. So
amazing. That's
right.
awesome.
For me, I feel like the best thing right now that I love is that I'll say this part first. We still are getting in arguments sometimes. Like, we're just butting heads sometimes, just naturally. I do not feel hopeless in those moments where before I would feel hopeless. And so I can head into these discussions that we're trying to work through without the feelings of, he doesn't love me, this is never gonna work, like, why are we even doing this again, and we're just spinning our wheels. Like, I just don't have those feelings anymore, and they're just gone. And so I can now have hope. Like, I have hope. I do not think we are ever going to get a divorce. Like, I believe we are in this for the long run, you and me, baby, against the world.
Yes.
And like, I just think that alone, just having that shift, has done amazing wonders for our marriage.
Wow.
Just lets me let things go and not get so emotional, because now I'm not feeling like I need him to make sure I know, like, he's not going to leave me, like, I don't need that anymore, so.
Yeah. And that's so beautiful, guys. And what is really clear is that you, instead of fighting against each other, fought to get on the same team. And it doesn't mean you don't have disagreements. My goodness, everybody does. We do. I mean, that's part of it. But the hope of, like, going in the same direction together is so huge. So let me ask you, hope is such a great word. It really is. There are people out there that are going to listen to this that think, oh yeah, but you don't know my situation. And they think it's hopeless for us. You were once there. What would you say to those that are listening in that say it's hopeless?
Well, I would say if you just give it a shot and allow God to work through Scott and Rachel the way that they helped us and the way that God has met us through Turnaround Marriage, like, you would be probably really surprised at how quick you can regain that hope. It happened very fast for us. Just like Colin said, it was almost instant. It was like Scott and Rachel just gave us the tools, right? Like, we are a Christian couple. We have read our Bible. Like, we do go to church. Like, we have a lot of tools for marriage in that sense. But there's some other tools that we just had no idea that we really, really needed and really, really benefited from. So if you just step out, take a chance, make an investment in your marriage, because that's what it is. It's an investment. But we would make that investment 10 times over for what we know now and what we got out of it. So yeah, take a chance on your marriage and go for it.
Right.
Amen.
Yeah,
Love it.
absolutely. And yeah, we would have done this 10 years ago, right?
Yeah, I wish we found it
hindsight's
sooner.
2020,
Right.
But yeah, no, you need to be coachable going into it, right? And be ready to, get an emotional or slap in the face, right? Because it will come. You will be like, holy cow, I was a real jerk, or that was really stupid of me, right? And you need to be humble enough to own that and apologize and all that good stuff, right? So regardless of the situation that you're in right now because of your spouse, right, you still have a part to play in that. So entering this, know that it's gonna break you down as well, and it's gonna be the best thing for you.
Yeah, it grows you as a person so much. I've grown so much outside of my marriage through this. It's incredible. I'm so thankful for that.
That's beautiful. I hope that the 2x4s you knew came with love too.
I was just gonna say that's smackdown. Scott loves to give that. But see, that's the thing. You were willing to take it. You knew you needed it. And Colin and Megan, that's what sets you guys apart. So guys, we can't help everybody. And like Colin said, if you're not willing to be coachable, we can't help you. If you're not willing to invest in yourselves time and resources and energy, we can't help you. These guys got up early every single morning to invest time to work on this and to empty their cup and be open, right? To a different way. And guys, we've spent the last 20 years trying to figure this out, and about $300,000. And we finally figured it out in the last few years. And it's like, this really works. And I just honor Colin and Megan for the way you guys showed up and how open you were. And then when you were getting stuck, you reached out, which is exactly what we coach you to do. And so it's just so much fun. So just real briefly before we wrap up, like your 10th anniversary, like how's that going to be different now? And what are you guys planning? Or is there a big trip coming up, or what are you guys going to do?
We actually planned it on the little getaway trip that y'all coached me to plan. So we were eating lunch one day, and I was like, hey, what are we going to do for our 10-year anniversary? And we literally booked it while eating lunch. So we're coming down by you guys.
Yeah, we're going to your neck of the woods.
Yeah, we're going to the Smokies in Gatlinburg. And so we're coming down there in the fall. Our anniversary is in October, and I think we're going the week after our anniversary. So late October. I'm hoping to see all the cool colors down there after we get all the cool colors up here in Michigan. And
yes,
really hopeful. Every anniversary trip that we've ever done has ended not good. So I'm really looking forward to this one ending amazing.
With lots of hope.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, guys, we honor you. We love you guys. Your story is so inspirational, even larger than Turnaround Marriage. It's the hope of what God can do and what is in his heart for his people and for marriage, because he designed it to be a great gift. If it's anything short of that, it's not God's fault, right? It's like it's us, and we might need that support. So if you're out there tonight and you're hearing this story and you're like, wow, This is so hope filled. This is so inspirational. And you want to know, is it possible for you in your marriage too? What we wanted to do is encourage you to book a call. All you need to do is go to turnaroundmarriage.com/call, pick a time, fill out a short questionnaire, and Rachel or I, we're going to get on a short call with you and help you to get real clarity about what's not been working, as well as the hope of what it could be. Just, you've heard the story of hope today. And then also we're going to craft a strategy to get from A to B. And if we're a good fit, we're absolutely going to talk about what that would look like.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah. So again, go to turnaroundmarriage.com/call, and we'll talk to you soon. We're not going to pick sides. We're going to be there to love you, as
true.
Megan has attested, and to really help get you to the truth of what hasn't been working and what is possible. And guys, Colin and Megan, thank you again for your time. Thank you everybody for joining us. Until next time, we'll see you then.
Thanks, guys.